Hello, good morning and welcome to Daily CBT. I'm Deirdre Coyne and today, all this week we've been looking at anxiety, what it is and techniques for how we might approach anxiety differently. And today I wanted to share with you the float technique. So this starts with the F being facing the situation, facing our anxiety, which is very difficult. However, the tendency, because the emotions are so strong around, and the physical symptoms, the emotional symptoms around our fears are very, very strong. We often introduce behaviours, they're called safety behaviours or safety-seeking behaviours. So we try to, avoid, or we either maybe have somebody to do things for us that we're not feeling that we're up to doing ourselves. That does give us temporary relief from anxiety, but the difficulty is that we never really test out that we can actually face what it is that we're fearing. So the first step is face our fears. The L is for look at the evidence. And this is, we've discussed on previous slides, and I will be touching on this again, is where we look at the thoughts that we have and whether or not they're cognitive distortions, whether or not what we're thinking is actually a fact, or whether or not it's our opinion. So something like, I'm no good at this, is our opinion. It actually is not fact. So fact is that today is Friday, for example. The O is for the options. So when we're working together in therapy, or whether my goal is always to help somebody to become their own therapist or their own coach, and we develop skills within that. So it might be emotional regulation, it might be breathing techniques, it might be exposure, it might be the worry tree, any of those techniques. So those are all options to pull out when you're facing an anxiety situation or dealing with anxiety. So what are my options? Is it doing a thought record? Is it breathing exercise? What are the options? And then the A is for to allow the feelings. So this comes back to that not avoiding situations, but also not avoiding emotions, because one of the techniques that we need to do is to be able to process emotions, to be able to experience anxiety, which sounds awful, in order to actually show ourselves that we can manage it, and it does pass. So those are allowing the feelings. And then T, which is probably one of the strongest techniques that we have, which is to take a breath. We spoke earlier in the week about deep belly breathing, taking a deep breath, smelling the roses, inhaling and blowing the soup, breathing out. So that's the float technique. So face the situations that we're avoiding, look at the evidence, so this is a factor opinion, what are the options, allow the feelings and take a breath. I hope that's helpful. Thank you for listening to me this week. If you would like a summary of everything we've discussed this week, I will be sending out a note to everybody later. If you'd like a copy of that, just send me a message and I will send it to you. Thank you for listening. Bye for now. Have a great weekend.